I'm so excited to have the honor to speak about Salaamah, Abdullah-Zaimah. I just think it's amazing that she has a master's in nursing, she's a certified nurse midwife, she's a CPM, but I think more importantly, she just has been a solid force in the midwifery community. And I find it interesting that I see her as a protector of midwifery because even before she knew it, she became a police officer in New York. So to be in New York, to be a woman, and to be a police officer means to me that she cared about her community. She wanted to protect her community, make sure that she could be a mentor to the people around her. And that journey brought her actually into midwifery. Her stories that, I won't get too much of her story, but her stories that she learned the emergency technique as a policewoman. And then when her own daughter and goddaughter got pregnant and could not get care, she wound up actually midwifing them. And realized it was such a big job that she ran and called Ina Mae Gask and said, I need to come on down there and get some real training. So, also for Sister Salaamah, I have to introduce her as the Muslim myself as Hajia Salaamah, which means that she's gone to Mecca and has made her Islam again spiritual pilgrimage, which is very important for her as a midwife. I met her 35 years ago, approximately, 31 years ago. I was pregnant with my 31-year-old son. Heard about black midwives in New York who were training, and my friend and I drove to New York, and they needed a specimen. I was she, but I was 7 months pregnant. And I met her then, and as a young midwife, and her being my senior, I remember so many times from Boston, calling her at night, anytime, 2 o'clock, 1, say, you know, I have a mother here, she's doing this, she's doing that, I don't know what else to do, and she would just like wake up, as we midwives do, and give information and technique for me, always willingly. She's such a lover of all life. She has created so many bridges for all of us across race, religion, sexual orientation, organization. So I just am really so pleased that here at 70, of all our sacrifices and gifts to mothers, families, midwives, the world, that we're able to honor her together. So thank you so much, and help me welcome her today.
This is amazing. It's overwhelming. I just feel so blessed to be here with all of you. So, forgive me if every thought I ever had goes out of my head, okay? When I came into midwifery, I actually was a police officer in New York City. I was in the first group that went out on the street on patrol. That was not my intention. When I joined up, policewomen pretty much just did desk work, office work. But along the line, I figured out that first of all, I was a single mother with 3 children, and it was the most money I could make without a college education. And I really thought I could help people. And it took me a while to figure out that eventually I'm going to be between right on one side and guns on the other, and that it wasn't a place that I really wanted to be. So when my 15-year-old got pregnant, it brought back the horrors of my first pregnancy. I wanted 6 children, and by the time that was over, I didn't want any more. And I was like, this is what it is. Can you sort of This was in 1961, and all first-time mothers had two huge episiotomies, medial laterals, out onto both cheeks, and they pulled your baby out with forceps. And I had buried all of that for all these years, and so when she was pregnant, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to how I can keep her from getting turned off to having children. And I ended up with two pregnant teenagers. So my daughter was 15 and pregnant, and my goddaughter was 19, going on 12. She got pregnant the very first time she ever had sex. She was mad at the world. She was fighting with everybody. Her brothers were going to kill her. And her mother told her to go to her room and not to come out till she had her baby. So there were days when I was ready, look, I can give them the house and I'll run away from home. But give thanks, we made it through alive. Both of those babies were born at home, unmedicated. The first baby I saw come out, when the head started coming out and the bones were lapped over each other, I was thinking, oh God, the baby's deformed. And then all of a sudden, it like, boop, and there's this huge head there. Dumb and lucky, okay? Blessed. So by the third baby, I was just supposed to be a hand holder, and she had hired these midwives, but they only came at the end. And so it was New Year's Day, and the midwives had been out New Year's Eve, and I was catching that baby as the midwife walked in the door. But it had a knot in the cord, and it just lay there. And the timing was so exact, she stepped in between me and the baby. It took 3 breaths, and he kicked over, but scared the shit out of me. I was like, you can't, I don't think I could do this out of a book. I need somebody to teach me something. This is not, I'm not doing this anymore. But then they were pregnant again, both of them, and they didn't want to hear it. What do you mean you're scared? You weren't scared the last time. I didn't want to go to the hospital. So I wrote Anna Mae this 10-page letter. She says she still has it somewhere. She's looking for it. And I said, I have 2 weeks vacation coming up. Can you teach me something in 2 weeks? She said, come and bring a tent. So to make a long story short, the Most High has been guiding me through every step, and I've been truly blessed. Farm was the best school I ever went to in my life. I learned so many things. I went for one thing, but I learned so much else. And when I left there after 2 years, because there were more babies happening in my community, I had to keep up, and family crises, and just got to be, I couldn't stay any longer. But so I left there, I went to nursing school, I went on, I got a master's in nursing, a CNM. I was on the Manor Board. I chaired the committee that became NARM, and I was on the first NARM board. And my incentive, my goal was always the community midwife, and to aid and assist as many women like me who, I can't be the midwife for everybody. You know, the Vietnamese women should have a Vietnamese midwife, the Native Americans should have a Native American midwife, the Hondurans should have a Honduran midwife. That's how it's been since the beginning of time. And I do have some real concerns that I understand the necessity for us being able to ensure that people just don't wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm a midwife. But there's got to be some a way, a common ground that we can. I couldn't get through the NARM process when I started. I couldn't get through it now. It's become extremely expensive, and the hoops keep getting more, and the bar keeps getting higher, and there just needs to be a way that there's access for everybody. So we can't become a guild where it's only upper middle class women that can make it through this process. I love you all. I love you all for the struggle. I love you all for trying to figure it out. I love you all for being willing to try to figure it out. And there's so many wise, strong, powerful women in this room. That's pretty much the only way we can do what we do. And so we tend to be kind of opinionated. Somebody said to me that it's kind of like herding cats to be involved with this group of power women. Because that's each and every one of you in your own place, in your own way, is a power woman. Because nobody else, what crazy person would decide to do this? Bang your head against a stone wall for 30 years and you actually got something accomplished. One more thing I want to talk about is problems in this country. I mean, I have spent time in several times. I've been to Honduras with the Birthing Project, and Ghana, Senegal, working with people that look like me, with people that remind me of my daughter, my mother, my grandmother, and have some really, really, really serious issues with infant mortality and maternal mortality. But I also want to say that a lot of things are happening in this country that we're not actually looking at. I spent some time as a renter midwife in eastern Tennessee, no, Kentucky, sorry about that, at the Mary Breckinridge Hospital, which is like one county over from Hazard. You know, Dukes or Hazard. And I saw some of the most abject poverty. And these were white women, white babies, barefoot in the wintertime, hungry. It's not right. We're the richest country in the world. There's no way that there should be this kind of poverty in this country. It was brought home to me because there's a young woman I was recently introduced to, and she was pregnant at 14, and she has 2 babies now, 1 more on the way. She hasn't been in school since she was 5, in the 5th grade in America, in Cincinnati. Both of her parents are crackheads. She grew up what we call couch surfing, from stay a while at your house, stay a while at my house, stay a while at her house. And she's Caucasian. She's not a little black girl. And I can't see how it could happen that she tried to go to school, but because she didn't have a birth certificate, she didn't have a social security card, she didn't have any records, and her mother was holding those records because she was still continuing to get assistance for her and subsequently her babies. So this young lady, sweet as she can be, very cooperative, but nobody's ever taught her anything. So she doesn't have what we call home training. So, I mean, she takes suggestions very well, and she's very helpful. She's also the mother of 2 of my great-grandchildren. So, we're really all in the same boat here. As long as they keep us arguing and fighting amongst ourselves here on the bottom, then we don't get to look and see who's causing all the problems at the top. So, I love you, I love you, I love you. Go home, wherever it is, whatever spot you're in, and do the best you can where you're at with what you've got. And we will change the world. I would like to introduce my granddaughter, Zena. She's 32, not 16. And these are 2 of my great-grandchildren. This is Fatima. She's 7. This is Khadija. She's 5. And I love Zena so much. She has helped me so much. She was my translator when we were in Senegal. Even I would wake her up at night and her lips would be poked out, and I would be saying, okay, tell her to relax, make her button up like Jell-O. She said, you can't say that at all. Well, get as close as you can. She did not want to be a midwife until she had her first baby. Since then, she has caught 2 babies by accident. And she's my strongest supporter. And I love her and these babies very much. They were all born at home. Zena's dad caught her. I missed that one. And but I caught these 2 right here.
Femme is going to have a few words with Salaamah.
From the Foundation for the Advancement of Midwifery to help you get further along the process to making Midwives on the Move an NGO. We know that's a big project you're working on. So if anyone wants to support her in this work, there's a website that her granddaughter has set up for her to...
It's GoFundMe and Zena Dixon. That's the site that she set up to collect money for our project in Ghana.
There's a link on Midwives on the Move.
Okay, there's a link on the Midwives Alliance page as well as on the page for Midwives on the Move for anyone else who wants to support Salaamah's work.
And these pictures are from a project that I've been working with them for the last 2 years, and they do health assessments and a health fair. We have nurses, students from the nursing school and the public health school students, and we translated 4 languages, and I've been working with the 16 community midwives while all this is going on. I do a 4-day class with 16 community midwives from 4 different villages.
I love being a midwife. Mm-hmm.